Okay, so part two. I told you there was a part two. And so if you don't know, so I woke up I woke up on what is this? I guess Wednesday morning, and a friend of mine sent me an email about an incident that happened over the weekend to a young young black female professor. When she was going into the Princeton area. If you don't know her, you should look her up, Dr. Imani Perry. And in this incident, she said that she was heading to Princeton for a student-led conference, Princeton University in Princeton, New Jersey, and that on her way there, that she was pulled over by the police of the Princeton Township, saying that she had a parking ticket from 2013, and because of that, they were arresting her. Even though she tried to ask them why are they taking her in? Can she make phone calls to Princeton to let them know where she is? That she didn't feel comfortable being taken somewhere without other people knowing where she was. And even on top of that, she was also given a body search there was a male and a female officer, and she was searched by the male, even though she said again that she was uncomfortable, but they seemed to not care about this. And she was brought to the precinct and handcuffed I think she was handcuffed to the chair or the table, as she was asking them to, why is she being brought in just for a parking ticket? And she said she was quite scared because she had thoughts of Sandra Bland, if you know the young black woman that was pulled over by a police officer for not signaling correctly, and she ended up dead in a jail cell in the middle of Texas. And people still don't know what happened. They're saying it was suicide. Her family is definitely looking into it and trying to understand how did she go from being someone who was hopeful about the future to being found dead in a jail cell over being arrested for being pulled over and arrested for something, a minor traffic violation. And so she said that she was very scared. And when I was reading this, I was just so absolutely pissed off. First of all, she was on her way. She has a PhD. She's a young black professor that was on her way, and she's a lawyer too. She has a law degree. And even with all of her knowledge and experience, she still couldn't get herself out of there. The only way that they allowed her to be released is when the chair that she was in contact with at Princeton came with cash to bail her out. If this chair did not come with cash, they would have kept her over the weekend in jail and over a parking ticket. And they wouldn't let her pay for her release by credit card. So it's just absolutely just mind-boggling. And then how this can happen. This is 2016, and this happened to someone who's very much like me, who has followed what America has said is the appropriate way, the acceptable way into moving up in the world and upward social mobility. You go to school, and for those who don't know, it takes a lot of work and time and effort to get a PhD. Trust me. Okay, that means going through high school, going through college, going through either a master's program or just a PhD program in itself. That means being in school for over 2 decades, more maybe 3 decades, a long time of being in school to get this degree that they say is acceptable to go out and work for $1 and to take care of yourself and to uplift your family and to move up and all of these things that that is they, and I'm saying the they. Who's they? And I will tell you is America, American values, and most specifically white America has said this is the way that we move up. And this is what conservatives say, that you have to work hard and the government shouldn't be handing you something. And to think that you can do all those things and still be treated like a piece of trash, that you did something wrong except for just being. And it's just so scary. I was so upset because I was getting ready to go to work, and just to think I mean, I'm not really worried about those issues happening in the town that I live in because there really hasn't been any incidents like that. And most of the time when I get pulled over, it's for speeding, and I am speeding. So, not that I don't understand why they're not pulling me over, but it does cross my mind, like, make sure I'm in a public place where I can at least flag down other cars and people in my neighborhood to let them know if this police officer takes me. You know that where I'm going, and I can yell out to you where my house is, so you can call my mom or anybody to let them know where I am, so I don't end up dead somewhere over a traffic violation. But it's just so freaking ridiculous. And then people want to get mad when we say Black Lives Matter, and they say, "Oh, all lives matter." Well, if all lives mattered, why do we get treated so differently? Why do Black people have to be in such high alert, from the very poor of the poor living in inner city neighborhoods to the highly educated, highly successful professionals that are living, the American dream in the suburbs, and, doing all these things, and still can be treated like, like they freaking, killed somebody's mama in the street or something. And so I just had to talk about this because this is real. This is something that I can relate to. I'm not, not like I can't relate to issues like Trayvon Martin or Mike Brown, or just any of these young Black males that have been killed in the street by police officers while they were unarmed, or just in general, just killed in general, just for being unarmed and being Black and being male. Like, as a female, I feel like I have a little bit more wiggle room than Black males. I can't talk about what the experience is to be a Black male because I've never had that experience. I have not been pulled over or questioned just for my presence. As I said, the one time I've been pulled over is when I'm in my car and I'm speeding, and when that happens, I am all polite and stuff. But if you pull me over for something else, I can't promise you that I'm not going to give you the what the fuck look. Because as my mama told me, I'm super opinionated, and it's surprising that she would not know this, because I did go through a whole bunch of school and training to learn how to be opinionated and to learn how to question things, especially as a sociologist, to always be questioning and observing and trying to understand why things are happening. And what factors are leading to things, and what are the ramifications and consequences of these actions. So it just makes me absolutely crazy when people want to counter and say that Black Lives Matter is, fraudulent and, divisive and blah blah blah. No, it's not. It's trying to remind people it's trying to remind everyone. Particularly those who don't seem to give two fucks about Black lives, that we are also human beings that have to worry about things, and it's not something that only the poor of the poor have to worry about, that every single person that has a drop of Black blood that identifies as Black, that other people view as Black, have to worry about. And the fact that this highly respected young Black female professor can be treated like this, and targeted and handcuffed and brought to a police precinct and threatened with the possibility of spending a weekend in jail over a parking violation or speeding ticket, over just a traffic violation in itself, just makes me sick to my stomach. And I just hope that others can understand that this is not natural. This is not something that everyone has to worry about. But for some reason, the way that this country has been built pretty much on the hate of anyone that is not white, Christian, male, that all of these things, and middle class, and all of these things play a factor in where we are today. And that even though I have a PhD and I went to one of the best schools in Boston, one of the best high schools in Boston, and I went to an Ivy League school, and I have a master's and a PhD, and I work at a university, and I live in the suburbs, and I pay my taxes, and all this stuff, that at the end of the day, whenever I see, because of the climate of this country, that when I run around my own neighborhood, that I have to be cognizant of if I see white people that I don't recognize, because I don't know what they're thinking, because they could be the next George Zimmerman, thinking that just because I'm jogging around the neighborhood in a hoodie that I stole something and you might want to shoot me. And it's those kind of things that I have to really, me and other people that look like me have to be very cognizant of. And I just think it's highly disrespectful and ridiculous not to be able to understand why it's important to support things like Black Lives Matter, and understanding that it is not an attack on anyone else. It's just having to remind people of something that they should already know, just like reminding people to wash their hands after they use the bathroom. It doesn't, it's something that they should know, but you have to remind. That's why there's signs, and there's signs about reminding people that Black Lives Matter, and Black history matters, and Black culture matters, and Black love matters, and Black representation matters, and Black women matter, and Black youth matter, and Black men matter, and all these things matter because we are human beings, and we are part of this world, and everyone does matter. But for some reason, some people don't think that we matter as much for whatever racist, ridiculous, stupid reasonings of themselves, and they have to be reminded like a child. So if I have to keep doing it, I'm gonna do it. Be as opinionated as I want to be, but it just made me sick to my stomach and so freaking pissed off and just ready to march and just I wore this shirt today because I just wanted to make a statement, and I wore my earrings. I'm young, gifted, and Black, just in case you don't recognize that I'm a Black woman. Just letting you know that I'm just not going to stand for it. I can't deal with ignorance because I feel like people shouldn't be ignorant. It's just really highly just annoying and just ridiculous that we live in a country where there's free education and people continue to be ignorant. I remind you, words mean things, and I deal in facts. So let me know what you guys think about it. Spread it around. I hope, and this is not even the only incident that has happened recently. If you know about, if you've heard about other things, it's real. It's not people making up things and playing the race card and whining about stuff. It's not whining about your safety. Talking about your safety and being respected like other people are respected is not a problem. And so let me know what you guys think. Thanks for tuning in. And I hope can we just have a discussion? And if you are someone that wants to automatically come at me with some racist, ignorant bullshit, just don't. Just don't. Remember, I get paid to teach people, and this right here is free. But if you want to engage me in a full conversation, please leave all of your hateful words behind. Just do it. Please do. And before you start trying to accuse me of being things, look them up first. If you want to call me a racist or something, look up what racist means first before you start spouting it out your mouth. All right, guys. I got to get out of here. I got to go home. See you guys later. Bye.